Today, I'm going to take you on a walk across frozen ocean from New Zealand's Scott Base to the United States McMurdo Station in Antarctica.
Just leaving Scott Base, we are walking along what's called the Armitage Loop. It's a beautiful day, no wind, no clouds. It's about minus 15 degrees, and it's the first time I've done this walk this season, so looking forward to it. I've got Leon here, he's going to be my buddy. We'll see how we go.
Scott Base from Matty.
Matty, this is Scott Base, go ahead mate.
2 packs crossing the front transition onto the sea ice, walking the Armitage Loop.
Cover that mate, enjoy the walk.
We've just started our walk coming through the pressure ridges.
And the pressure ridges are really cool because they're right out the front of Scott Base and provide a recreational opportunity for us to go and walk around some ice. But the best part is that it's a haven for Weddell seals and their pups.
One of the things I love most about being in the middle of the sea ice is how quiet it is. Nothing. We've just turned the corner here around Ob Hill, which is there. We've probably got about another 4Ks to go before we hit McMurdo. Again, no wind. Got my gloves off, it's that warm. Just such a nice night to be out walking. It was nice and quiet and peaceful before that thing came along, but now that it's disappearing, it's back to being pretty silent. Listen to that, there's nothing.
If you're enjoying the video so far and want to see more clips from Antarctica, walk on over to that subscribe button. You know what to do.
One thing I didn't mention is that I'm standing on sea ice at the moment, which is basically frozen ocean, and I have seen this completely free of ice. It's probably about 2 meters thick at the moment, so it's totally safe to be walking on, but it's crazy to think that I've actually seen penguins and whales and seals swimming exactly where I'm standing right now. Once we get to about February, as this ice starts to melt, there is a chance that it will disappear again and this open ocean will reappear, which is always cool because it brings in the wildlife. They can swim a bit closer to where we're based, and yeah, it just makes for a really cool time. Makes for great photos and lots of wildlife watching. So it's pretty cool to see how this place changes over the seasons, where it's solid, thick ice right now. Yeah, seeing how different that is at the second part of the season when the sea ice all breaks away and the wildlife comes in. And this is ocean. It's pretty bizarre to think, but it's just how this place changes over the months. And then a few months after that, this place will be completely dark. We've got 24 hours of sunlight at the moment. It is currently about 8 p.m. So that sun's not going to set, it's just going to circle around the sky for a little while, and then in 6 months' time it'll be completely dark in the middle of the day. It's nuts. So we've come to the corner, the turn off to McMurdo Station from Scott Base on the Armitage Loop, but I just thought I'd explain this. So we've got a red and a green flag, and both of those mark safe trails, which can get a little bit confusing because you think red would mean no go, but red means go, green means go. So that marks a trail intersection. In this direction, all of the flags are red, and then in the perpendicular intersection, all of the flags down there are green. So all this tells us is that there's 2 trails that are coming together, they're both safe, and you can take whichever path you want. This path continues around to Cape Evans, to Scott's Hut where we were on the weekend, and this green path takes us to McMurdo Station. It's right there. So we're well over halfway. Scott Base is back there in the corner. We've got Mount Erebus in the background, which you can't quite see because it's hidden by the wind farm. But that's where we've come from. That's where we're going. It still absolutely blows my mind that I'm standing on frozen ocean. So one of the things we do is once we've been on the sea ice for an hour, we have to radio back in and let Scott Base know that we're safe.
Scott Base from Matty.
Matty, this is Scott Base, go ahead.
2 persons on the Armitage loop, just calling in for our hourly check-in. All is well.
Copy that, mate.
All done. A lot of people ask me how close McMurdo and Scott Base are to one another. That's McMurdo there. That's not a pyramid. That's Scott Base over there. We've just come around the corner of Observation Hill. There's a few people sitting up there. I don't know if you can see them. They're probably a bit small, but they're in red jackets, so they're from McMurdo. They're scoping us out on the sea ice. We haven't got much longer to go. McMurdo's just over there. Again, just one of the most amazing nights I've had out here. It's so warm. There's not a literal cloud in the sky anywhere. There's a few on the horizon there, but that's Mount Discovery,
Which is an isolated volcanic cone 2,681 metres or 8,800 feet high.
Those are the Royal Society Ranges.
Which provide the most incredible view from McMurdo Station. The tallest peak in the range is Mount Lister at 4,025 metres or 13,205 feet.
And heading along there, that's where you get to the McMurdo Dry Valleys.
Which are a contender for the most incredible views I have ever seen in my entire life. I've got a full-length YouTube video coming all about the McMurdo Dry Valleys, so if you're interested in seeing that, please subscribe to my channel now.
We've got a seal and a pup in the middle of the trail, and our little guidelines say that we're not allowed within 10 metres of those, so we're going to give them a nice wide berth, make sure we don't disturb them at all.
These are the same seals that we saw by the pressure ridges. They are Weddell seals, and this one here is a mum and a pup. While we were walking past them, we managed to find what they had for lunch. This is an Antarctic toothfish, and it's one of the Weddell seals' favourite foods.
We've made it around the corner to McMurdo Station. So we've walked around Ob Hill, which is that guy, along this path. That was the seal that we saw before. There it is.
Several Antarctic programs use helicopters to move cargo and personnel from research stations to areas of scientific interest.
That there is a place called Hut Point, and just there is Scott's Discovery Hut. So you can see how close that is in relation to McMurdo. We're allowed to go in there with a hut guide who can grab a key and open it up. And I've done a tour of that on my YouTube if you want to see what that looks like. I'll probably do another one. The last one I did was in winter, and it's nice and sunny now, so you can see through the windows.
Which is important because it's the second oldest building in Antarctica.
So again, we're at another transition, this time from sea ice back onto the land. So I'm going to call Scott Base and let them know that we're safe. Scott Base from Matty.
Matty, this is Scott Base, go ahead.
2 people just crossing the transition at McMurdo Station from the sea ice back onto the land.
Copy that, big walk for you fellas.
We have arrived at McMurdo Station. That's the end of our walk. Well, it's not. We're going to walk home via the road, but the road's not that exciting. So here we are, McMurdo, largest station on the continent.
Which houses up to 1,200 people during the peak of summer.
9 PM now, sun's still in the sky. Lovely walk. Started our walk there at Scott Base. Walked all the way along that. Along there, around the corner, back to McMurdo, which is around there. This HT is the Hillary Trail that takes us from the road down to Scott Base. It's just a nice little shortcut so we don't have to walk past all the traffic.
And after 5 minutes of walking down the Hillary Trail, we arrive back at the Scott Base buildings. In a future video, I'll do a comprehensive tour through the facilities, so if you're interested in seeing what it's like to live and work at a research station, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.